Oh, I think I was muted, wasn't I? Okay, let me just restart everything. No worries at all. Um, Thank you, Sarah, for pinging me. Sorry for this. Okay, let's restart. No worries. I can repeat it. So, hello everyone and welcome. I'm super excited to have you here on this session to design a dream destination with AI. My name is Laura, and I'm a technical trainer at Microsoft. I'm going to be here to guide you through this session where we are going to practice different ways to use AI to design. Okay, and the best part, we don't need to be an AI expert to benefit from what we are going to be doing today. But before we dive in, let's take a moment to set ourselves for success. Few reminders, okay, before we get to the session so we get the most out of it. First of all, join us on the Guinness World Records attempt that we are doing. Oh, it seems that my camera broke down. So, just Hello again, welcome again. Sorry for the technical difficulties we had. So, I want to make sure everything is working now. So, I'm not gonna be turning on the camera because I think that's what was causing the issues. Okay, so here we are again. And before everything broke down, what I wanted to cover here is a few quick reminders to get the most out of this session. We are running for a title attempt of Guinness World Records, and that's really, really cool. So if you want to be part of it, you need to follow these 3 steps. Okay, if you haven't registered yet, please take a moment now so you don't miss out on this exciting record breaking attempt. You can do it by using the first QR code of the screen or by using aka.ms/AI Skills Fest. Then the second step to win the badge would be attending the session. That's an easy one. And then when we finish the session, the third step is to complete a final thing that we are going to be sharing. Okay? So easy. First, you make sure you are registered. Second, you attend the session. And by the end of the session, we will share the final step. The second thing we need to get ready for is that we are going to be doing an interactive exercise using Microsoft Copilot. So you can open Microsoft Copilot in another browser or another tab of your browser by going to copilot.microsoft.com or scanning the second QR code of the screen. When you go to Microsoft Copilot, you can join without an account. You can use a personal or corporate account, or you can create a new account super easily and for free to use it with Copilot. Then the third thing to get ready for is that I recommend you to engage with your peers and with the experts that we have on the chat. So we have Sarah helping us out today because I think learning is better when we do it together. So drop your questions and thoughts in the chat as we go. Great. So now that we are set up, let's start covering this session. Explore AI. Before we actually do something with AI, we need to understand what is AI, right? So, what is generative AI? This trendy word that we can hear everywhere. Generative AI is a type of artificial intelligence. But this type of artificial intelligence, as opposed to the traditional AI that can classify or predict based on data, it can create new data, it can create new content, it can produce original outputs like images, text, even music, and more based on an input that you provide. It's like working with a digital artist or a writer that's learning from examples and then creating something new. So, some examples of things that you can do with generative AI. You can create art, you can design logos, you can generate fashion designs, you can compose music pieces, new sounds, you can write stories, you can write a poem, and you can even get help on some homework or some things that you need to do by generating ideas and content. You can also design games. You can design with AI the game levels, the characters, and even the whole story. But when we are using generative AI, we need to take something into account. We need to use it with ethics and responsibility. It's really, really important that when we are using AI to generate new content, we use it in an ethical and respectful way. And that means not using AI for any harmful or misleading content. Also, we need to be respecting people's privacy, right? So we need to get permissions before we are using anyone's data. And last but not least, we need to be aware that AI can sometimes have some biases because it had biases on the data that it was trained on. It's important that we recognize these biases and we address them so we make sure everything is fair. And what is Microsoft Copilot? what we did here is we asked Copilot, what is Microsoft Copilot? And this is the response we got. So it says that Microsoft Copilot is like having a versatile assistant ready to help with a wide range of tasks. Here are some things I can do. That's what Copilot is saying. Answer questions, brainstorm ideas, write content, organizing tasks, researching. It can even look up information online, generate images. We can describe a picture and generate one. Engage in conversation. So we can use it just for a conversation. It's really cool. So how is actually Microsoft Copilot working? Let's see how it's working in the background. We're going to have the Microsoft Copilot interface where we can send what we call prompts. So prompts is the request or question that we are sending to Copilot to generate a response. Like, for example, that we are planning to visit London and we want some ideas of what to do in there. Okay, so we send that to Copilot. Copilot has what we call a large language model, LLM, in the background that was trained with a lot of data. A lot of data, for example, on things to do in London, right? So because the large language model was trained on that, it's able to generate a response that's going to be provided to you by Copilot, like this one. London has a lot of history, culture, and excitement. So here are some ideas for things to appreciate and do. You can go to the Buckingham Palace, you can visit the Tower of London. So that's all produced by Copilot thanks to the large language model. But when we communicate with Copilot by using prompts, we need to understand that the better the prompts we are actually writing, the best the response we are going to obtain. The quality of the response is affected by how we write the prompts. So here are some guidelines to write effective prompts. Step number 1, make sure you provide a source to grant the response in a specific scope of information if available. So if you have some data that you can provide, for example, an URL, or you can provide a text that you want to summarize, provide it. Then make sure you state a specific goal, that you are really specific on the goal of the thing that you want Copilot to do. I want a bullet list of 3 to 5 interesting facts. Or I want to summarize this text. I want to translate this text. I want to create an image. Be specific. You can also add context to maximize the relevance of the response. So if you have some context, also provide it. You need to set clear expectations of the format of the response. So if you want 3 to 5 interesting facts, say it so you don't get 1,000. If you want a list, if you want a table, if you want a paragraph, if you want 3 paragraphs, if you want a really long text, if you want a shorter text, if you want it in Spanish, if you want it in English, make sure you provide that, okay? And the 5th step will be to iterate based on previous prompts and responses to refine the result. So probably your first prompt is not going to be perfect, and that's completely normal and it's completely okay. The cool thing about AI is that you can keep asking questions, you can keep adding more context and refine the results in a conversation. Okay, so you can do that. So what are we going to do today? We are going to design a dream destination with AI. We are going to work with AI tools and discover some really amazing things that we can do with Microsoft Copilot. So we are going to practice these skills to work with this tool, with Copilot. We are going to use our imagination and creativity to come up with a new place, so a dream destination where we will really, really like to go, and create content for about that destination using generative AI. So that's going to include even visual representations. First part, to get started, we need to open Microsoft Copilot if we haven't already. So we need to go to the browser and go to copilot.microsoft.com. We can sign in with our personal Microsoft account. So that could be an outlook.com, that could be a live.com, hotmail.com, or we can create a new account in 2 minutes and for free. If we select to do that, we will need to create a password. So make sure it's strong and secure. We will need to input some personal data, verify the email, complete the CAPTCHA, and agree to the terms. And then we will be ready to go. Once we get into Copilot, we are going to be seeing something like this. Okay. And we can start conversating with it. We can say, hello. So, hi there, how it's going? What's on your mind today? I can say, I'm really happy to be here. That's wonderful to hear. I'm really happy to have you here too. What's bringing the good vibes? Okay, so I could be maintaining a conversation already because I'm already inside Copilot. Okay, so in order to do that and to give you time to create the accounts if you don't have one already, we are gonna give you 5 minutes. Okay, so now that we have set up Copilot and we have the opportunity to chat with it, we are going to start working on defining our idea and set the context. So, what we are going to be doing is we are going to be using what we call a role-based prompt to set up the role for Copilot. So, to set the behavior of Copilot, we are going to define the idea of the thing that we want to do with Copilot, and then we are going to send it to the chat of Copilot. So, first, if we want to create the role based prompt to define the experience designer, we are going to tell Copilot how it should behave and what it should be doing and how it should be doing it. We can say something like, for example, what we have on the screen. You are an extraordinary experiential designer and you possess a unique talent for crafting immersive experiences that ignite the senses and transport patrons into a realm of pure magic. Okay, so we are poetic, right? Through a masterful combination of captivating soundscapes, mesmerizing visuals, and carefully curated environmental conditions, you orchestrate extraordinary journeys that both delight and intrigue. Your creative prowess knows no limits, and you dream up audacious ideas that awaken imagination, while also meticulously tending to the smallest sensory details that seamlessly weave together a thematic tapestry. Okay, this is difficult to read, isn't it? So we can set up like this how we want Copilot to be behaving. But we can also use our own language, right? So if we write in a different way, like for example, we like to use simpler language like I like to do. We can use things like imagine you're a super talented designer who can create amazing experiences that feel like magic. You use cool sounds, stunning visuals, and perfect settings to take people on incredible journeys that they will never forget. You come up with awesome ideas that spark the imagination and pay attention to every little detail to make everything fit together perfectly. You have the power to make people feel like they are in a whole new world, leaving them amazed and wanting more. So when we send this to Copilot, Copilot is going to understand that it needs to behave like this. It needs to behave like a designer that's really imaginative, that's able to create super really cool things that feels like magic. So we are setting the role for Copilot. Okay. Um, we can use from from a link that we are going to be sharing on the chat. We can use the first prompt that's shared in there. You can use the copy tool of the copy tool of the page to copy this exact prompt from the previous slide and paste it into Copilot. Or you can design your own prompt, whatever you prefer. Okay, so either you copy this one from the learning page we are providing, or you take the time and create your own one by changing maybe some words or using your own vocabulary. And once you have created your your role-based prompt and sent it to Copilot, so Copilot is going to behave like this, the next step would be to define your idea. So, what's the idea you want Copilot to work with? Okay, so for example, can you help me create a paragraph with a travel marketing tone and embellish on details to really bring this idea to life? It should capture the following points. Do not give this destination a name because we are going to do it later. And these are the things that we should be asking Copilot. Okay, so this, and then create a new destination experience. It should be cozy, secluded restaurant located deep in the woods. The restaurant is high above the ground and built into the branches of a tree. Thematically, its organic nature meets invitation only destination, mysterious and hidden. What can you do when you want to when you want to define your own idea of your own destination? Okay, because this is mine, right? So this really cozy restaurant like nature thing, this is my idea. How can you define your own idea? You can take also this example from the URL we are sharing from Microsoft Learn. And on the second, you can copy the second prompt, which is this one, and then change some of the words. You can change the place and use any of the ones that we have on this list. Like, for example, a library could be a school, coffee shop, it could be a museum or a beach, or maybe a castle, treehouse. So choose a common place and replace it here. Okay, you can also change the theme or the aesthetic. So it could be steampunk or cyberpunk or vintage, or it could be tropical, art deco, space age, whatever you prefer. Okay, and also the location. So it could be on a floating island, on a pirate ship, on another planet, in a hidden cave. So you can copy the prompt from the URL that Nora just shared, and then replace some of the words to make it yours, to make it your idea. So, in summary, we need to follow two steps. We need to copy our own, our role based prompt from the URL and paste it into Copilot. So, Copilot behaves like this. If you want to change something, feel free to do it. And second step, we will define our idea with the second prompt by asking Copilot to do something, but we can change the something we want it to do. Okay, so we could change the place, the theme or aesthetic, or the location. Okay, so for this task, we are also going to have 5 minutes. Okay, so I hope you all were able to first set up the behavior of Microsoft Copilot with a role-based prompt, and then set your define your idea with the second prompt that you could be modifying in your style. Now, the next step is based on the dream destination that we described before. We are going to create a visual representation for it. We are going to create an image. So we are going to be following these steps in order to create this image. Please go to the second URL that they are going to be sharing in the chat that says Unit 3. You can copy the sample prompt from there. You can paste it into the chat where you had the previous conversation with Copilot. So Copilot already knows how your dream destination looks like. And then if you don't like it, or if you think you can improve the image, you can make changes to your image until you're happy with the result. So tell Copilot how you want it to be changed, or what other things to be included in the picture. And for this really fun task, we are also going to have 5 minutes. Okay, great. So I hope you enjoyed this activity. So I hope you were able to create really, really cool images and you learned how to instruct Copilot on acting and behaving like a certain role, then giving Copilot the definition of your idea and then asking it to do some things, like, for example, creating an image for you. So let us know in the comments what you found out that was working best and was working really cool for you on these tasks. So is there anything that you discovered that's really cool and you want to share with others? As we said before, we think learning is better together. So please use the chat to engage with your peers. And now we are gonna be finalizing this session with a really fun activity, a knowledge check. Okay, so first question, you can drop what you think the answer is in the chat too. What is the significance of providing specific details when asking Copilot to suggest a name for the destination? To ensure that the name is long and complex, to make sure that the name includes or a pan or cultural reference, or to generate a name that captures the essence and feel of the destination. So, what do you think? That the answer is to ensure that the name is long and complex, or that is to include some things that we want to include, like a cultural reference, or to generate a name that's capturing accurately the essence and feel of our destination? Let us know what you think in the chat. Okay, so a lot of people are actually answering number 3. So that will be to generate a name to capture the essence and feel of the destination. And drum roll, let's see the answer. It's actually that. Exactly, that's the answer. Great, so let's go for the second one. What is the main benefit of using the multimodal capabilities in Copilot? So to be able to do different things, to be able to use different models in Copilot to generate from different models. So it allows Copilot to understand images shared on the chat. It allows Copilot to search the web for web-related content based on the chat history, or it allows Copilot to perform actions and tasks within the chat without leaving the browser. What do you think that could be this multimodal thing? Okay, so you're suggesting number 1. Any other guesses? You're suggesting that it allows Copilot to understand images shared in the chat. So let's see the answer. It's that one, yes. Multimodal means that Copilot is able to do different things thanks to different model capabilities. So it can understand images, it can create text and understand text, and it can also generate images. Okay, so then last one. How do you refine image output using Copilot? You request Copilot to create an image without providing any context. You use descriptive modifiers in the prompt and craft an image prompt with more details. Or you ask Copilot to generate a random image. What will you do? Okay, so different guesses. Some of you are saying 1, some of you are saying 2. Okay, a few seconds more. Okay, more people guessing 2. Let's see what's the answer. Let's go for it. 3, 2, and 1. It's the second one. We modify the prompt with more details, so we make sure that Copilot is refining the image that we are generating. Great. So congratulations. You know a lot about Copilot now. And before we leave, let's do a quick recap. The key takeaways of this session is that we have learned basics about generative AI, so we know what it is, we know how it works, And well, basically, we know it's a type of AI that can create new things. It can create content like images, text, and even music by learning from examples. So, by learning from the training it got. We also know that it matters because understanding how it works will make us appreciate how technology can be used in creative and responsible ways. So, we were also talking about the different responsibilities we have when we are using AI. And also, we created our dream destination. So, we used Copilot to brainstorm ideas and to design features for our destination. And we learned how to we learned how to make AI to bring us creative ideas, to bring creative ideas to life, actually, in unique and exciting ways. Cool. So congratulations on completing this Microsoft Explore AI program. And let's take a moment to reflect on what we learned and how we feel about it. What was your favorite part? Was it creating the image? Was it setting the behavior of Copilot? What did you learn? Is there something new or any new skill that you gain? Let us know in the chat. And now I encourage you to keep exploring. Okay, so explore more, use Copilot to expand on your ideas that you already have, or maybe start new projects. Try creating a new destination or designing an event. Use it for something that you're working on. And I also encourage you to challenge yourself with fun tasks, like creating maybe dystopic world like a futuristic city or designing a magical forest. So again, congratulations. And to celebrate this achievement, make sure to claim your special badge that was awarded by Guinness World Records through this AI Skills Fest event. How do we do that? So, if we already registered before joining and attending this session, now we are going to be able to scan this QR code and go or go to this aka.ms/training affirmation, where we can acknowledge our progress. We can say that we were part of this session. That way, we are going to be part of this official attempt of winning a Guinness World Record, and you're going to receive a badge. Also, remember to share your success. Okay, you should be feeling really proud of yourself for skilling yourself on AI. Share what you learned in this session on LinkedIn or with your own network. Tag your colleagues and friends who might benefit from AI skills training. You can use the hashtag AI Skills Fest to connect with others that are also on their AI journey. So, thank you for joining this session. And remember, when you do things with AI, you can start small. So you can start defining and then you can refine and iterate. You should be staying curious. So you should keep testing and refining your AI skills. You should engage with others and share your learnings, because AI is a learning journey that's best navigated together. So I hope this session has inspired you to continue exploring AI and Microsoft Copilot. And your AI journey is just beginning. So keep exploring, experimenting, and sharing your insights with your teams. Congratulations once again, and thank you for being part of this AI learning experience. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice rest of the day. Bye.